Hey everyone. There's been some updates to the T3 CSV Autofill tool. So today we're going to go over all the different ways to use autofill. If you aren't familiar with the T3 CSV Autofill tool, I've linked the intro video in the description, but today we're going to talk about all the different ways that you can use it to fill out Metrc forms. So with that, let's get into it. So we're going to talk about a couple different types of fields that you can enter. So let's start with just a plain text input. So we're creating a new package and we want to fill out the note field automatically. So there's nothing special going on with the note field. So we're going to go ahead and download an empty template and then open that up. And so for the note field, we've got this column right here. Let's say we want to just create 3 different packages. We'll just create 3 different notes and the tool will automatically recognize that. So let's go ahead and fill that and make sure that works. All right, we've got our 3 notes. Looks like that worked. So the next field that we're going to work with is the autocomplete input. And so this one, the one thing to keep in mind is that, so for example, we're going to do a location. The thing to keep in mind is that it needs to exactly match whatever's being auto-completed. So in this case, let's say we want to create 3 packages in the display location. So let's go back to our packages and we're going to go to location name and we're going to say display. Enter that 3 times, and then let's upload again. Okay, so we can say that location has been autofilled to display in all 3 places. So this works the same for tags, this works the same for item names. It needs to be the full value that matches what is being auto-completed. The next one is a date input. So the thing with dates to keep in mind is that it needs to be formatted correctly. So in this case, let's fill out our package date. So we're going to jump over to our CSV. So sometimes the name of the column might not exactly match what you see in the form. So in this case, package date is called actual date. That's just a quirk of how the tool works. It's just something to keep in mind. Most fields will match, but sometimes they might be a little bit different. But in this case, we want to be typing in dates in a full year, month, day format separated by hyphens. And so one thing to keep in mind is that when you're working in a spreadsheet, it might be fighting you on the format. So like here, if I type in our date, let's say September 7th. So 2024-09-07, Excel is going to automatically format it for us, and we don't want that. So if you want to type it in manually and don't want it to screw with you, just make sure and format it in the correct date format. So year, month, day with dashes, that's what we want. So it looks like we have what we want now. So let's go ahead and just copy this 3 times. And then let's go ahead and autofill it to make sure it works. Cool. So it looks like we have the 3 dates all in the right place. So next is a drop-down input. So as you might expect, this one requires you to exactly match the values in the drop-down. So let's say that we want to autofill quantity. So we're just going to pick grams here. And so for our quantity unit of measure, we've got that right here. So we just got to type in grams. And then we'll go ahead and reset our form. Autofill this. And we have grams in all 3 dropdowns. And next is a new feature, which is support for checkboxes. So the way that checkboxes work is that in a checkbox cell, let's open our CSV, in a checkbox cell, if you type anything at all, it's going to check the box, otherwise leave it blank to not check the box. So here we're going to do the same item. So we're going to, this one we're going to say true, and then we're going to skip one, and we're just going to say blah in that one, and then we'll leave this one blank. So we should be expecting checked, not checked, checked. So let's go ahead and autofill this. So we see checked, not checked, and checked again. So that worked. And the last format is photos, which is a new one. So photos is a little bit more complicated just because of how it works. So you might not have support for photos, and that's okay, but if you need to use photos, this is how it works. So the way that we're going to upload photos is we're going to preload all the pictures that we want to use anywhere in the form. So if you're creating 50 items that use 100 different photos, you're going to preload all 100 photos and then you're going to upload the CSV. So let's go over how that works. So let's download an empty template first. And so I have put together just some simple photos inside this one folder called fruits. So we go in and we see we've got a picture of an orange. We've got some more folders inside it. More pictures there, more pictures here. So the important thing to remember is it doesn't matter how your files are structured inside the folder as long as they're all inside one. So the autofill picture finder is going to get all the pictures from in here, and then it's going to figure out where they're supposed to go. They just all have to be somewhere inside this folder. So let's go ahead and preload those images. So we're going to pick fruits. We're going to say, okay, sounds good. Okay, we've got all our images preloaded. And so next, we need to specify where these images are going to go. So let's go ahead and open that template. And so if you scroll all the way to the end, the photo fields are going to be these, look something like this. So it's going to be called something like product image file system IDs. And so in that case, that corresponds to the product photo picker input. So let's do an example of this. So let's say we want to, for the product image, we want to use the cherry picture, cherry.jpg. So as long as we type in the file name without the extension, it'll be able to find it. So let's just say cherry here. And then for our the label image, let's say we want orange. And then for this one, I'm going to intentionally make a mistake. So I'm just going to say kiwi. And there's no kiwi picture in there, so we're going to see how it handles it. So we're going to save this, and then we've got our images preloaded. So now we're going to autofill the items. Okay, so we can see that it told us kiwi was not matched to a preloaded image and it skipped it, but we do have cherry and orange added in here. So these are uploaded and all ready to go to create our new item. And that's it.